What's up, everybody? It's Alex, the founder and CEO at Motoroso.com, and in this video, we're going to take a close-up look at this new aFe SCORCHER GT power module for the brand new Ford Bronco. We're also going to do a quick installation guide and a reaction video, show you just how easy this thing makes it to add 33 horsepower on that 2.3-liter 4. Now, when it comes to making more performance out of modern engines, ECU tuning is typically the strategy that people are going for. But manufacturers are increasingly locking down their ECUs and making it much more difficult to tune. Lucky for us, piggyback modules have been coming out, and they are a great solution that have some advantages even over ECU tuning that's allowing us enthusiasts to get more performance out of our machines. Now, the folks over at aFe Power have been busting their butt to get this SCORCHER GT module out early, and they're making versions for both of those engines. And what this does is subtly intervenes in the engine control system to push the boost a little bit further, giving you more power, more torque, and more efficiency. And a piggyback tuner like this does actually have a couple of advantages over ECU tuning itself. As I mentioned, it's just a subtle intervention, and it's actually not going to imprint or leave any sort of footprint on the ECU, so it's actually not detectable, and that means it's not going to void your warranty, and it's also not going to cause you any issues with smog down the road. It also makes it a super easy installation. It's only going to take you about 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll show you how, and the hardest part of that is passing the cable through the firewall for the controller. And this nice little controller mounts easily inside the cabin, and it gives you 4 levels of control. The first is stock. It's basically off. But then you have your Sport mode, which is going to subtly boost a little bit. The Sport Plus is going to push that a little bit further, and then you've got the Fun mode, the Race mode, and that's going to give you additional 33 horsepower and 43 pound-feet of torque. Now keep in mind, these are dyno-proven gains, but these are real horsepower numbers. And when we look at 275 and 305 from the factory, those are the crank numbers. And there's always going to be about a 15% drivetrain loss, which means that when you're gaining 33 horsepower on the 4, you're gaining more than 20% power and torque. And out of a product that costs about $500, that is incredible bang for the buck, and you don't usually find value that good in the aftermarket. Now, if you'd like to pick one of these up, we're going to put links to all of these in the description, and I'll put a link to the 2.3-liter 4-cylinder version right here. Now, you're going to have a couple of options to choose from. On the 4-cylinder, it's just the SCORCHER GT wired version. But if you have the 2.7-liter, you can choose from their GT wired version, which just has the controller module, or their SCORCHER Blue, which adds Bluetooth functionality, allowing you to control the SCORCHER with either the controller or a nice clean Bluetooth app. And of course, that eases the installation as well. Our buddy Ryan has a 2.3-liter Bronco, and he's already feeling like it's a little bit down on power. Now, we're also going to be doing a lift kit and 35-inch wheels and tires. Stay tuned for that. And he's definitely going to need more power when those are on, because those tires are going to really bog it down. So this should be just the ticket for him. We'll show you how to do the installation right now. Stay tuned to see what he thinks.
Before you start, you need to make sure the car is either in sleep mode, which takes 20 minutes, or disconnect the negative battery terminal. The only 2 connectors we'll be using are the MAP and TMAP sensors that you can see here. Locate and disconnect the stock MAP sensor connectors. Then locate and disconnect the stock TMAP sensor connector. The TMAP sensor is located between the radiator and the battery. You'll need to find a mounting location for the SCORCHER GT module so the wiring will reach both the sensor connectors. We chose aFe's suggested location, which is on top of the fuse box. Clean the mounting surface with some alcohol and then adhere the Velcro strip. Now route the shorter run of wiring towards the MAP sensor through the brake lines coming off the master cylinder. Simply match the connector types and connect in line with the MAP sensor. From here, route the longer run of wiring towards the TMAP sensor and connect in line with the TMAP sensor. Use zip ties to clean up the wiring out of the way. Make sure it's not connected to anything sharp or rotating. Now you're ready to connect your controller. In the cabin of the driver's side, remove the rubber grommet in the firewall and pass the controller wire through to the engine bay. In the engine bay, connect the controller wiring to the corresponding wiring connector coming from the SCORCHER GT module. Use zip ties to clean up any additional wiring and replace the rubber grommet in the firewall. You can now reconnect your battery terminal. In the cabin, route the controller to your desired mounting location. We chose just below the steering wheel to the right for easy access. Clean the mounting surface to ensure that the controller will stick in place. Apply the double-sided sticky tape to the controller and then press firmly to stick it in place, and you're finished with your install already. To change the power mode, simply press the button on the controller until the corresponding LED light is illuminated to the mode you want to be in. Green is stock, yellow is Sport, orange is Sport Plus, and red is the good old race mode. All right, we've got our Scorcher GT all installed. Told you that was easy. That took us no more than about 15 minutes there. And Ryan's back in the driver's seat. Now, we already had a pedal commander on this. It helped wake it up a little bit. Actually, that is going to be a great complement to the extra power. So we made a separate video about that. But now we're going to put it in race mode. We just drove over here in stock. We'll put it in race mode and see what kind of power gains is actually noticeable or not. Now, how have you felt so far about the 4-cylinder on the Bronco?
I like it a lot. I just wish it definitely had a little bit more power. I mean, I really wanted, like the 6-cylinder, but this was sitting on a lot and I couldn't say no. Just had to take because it was there. I know it's in high demand. I love it, but I wish it just had a little bit more power. So anything we can do to get that up, I'm here for.
Especially when we get those 35s on, it's gonna make a big difference. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you're gonna need that.
We'll pop it in race mode. We're gonna skip Sport and Sport Plus and just go right to the red button there and see what it feels like. Let's see if we can feel a difference.
All right, let's go.
You've got 3,700 miles of experience already in stock mode, and you're doing deliveries with your business. So, I mean, yeah, would you say you feel a difference?
I feel a big difference.
I can't wait to drive
it. Dude, it's awesome right out the gate. But once you get up and going, it hits a couple gears. It's definitely powering through a lot more than before. Big time.
So definitely another place that people are going to suffer with a 4-cylinder is going to be on the highway at highway speeds. You need to do some overtaking past a truck between that sort of 60 and 80 mile an hour zone. So we're cruising at 60 here, and I'm sure you've done plenty of highway miles already.
Oh yeah.
Give it a go.
Here we go. And 80 just like that.
Wow. So,
yeah.
I mean, I haven't driven the 4-cylinder much, so I can't even compare it.
You want to drive it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Dude, it went from 60 to 80 within a second. I mean, I knew it was going to give me some power and, a little bit more oomph. I didn't realize how significant it would be.
So in stock mode, I'm going to give it a comparison on the acceleration compared to my 2.7 liter. Yes, it's not terrible. And, I mean, the car is very drivable. It's got enough juice to get around town, but you definitely find yourself wanting a little bit more. And I do feel like the 6-cylinder, I mean, I always want more just because of what I do. but certainly the difference between the 4-banger and the 6 in these Broncos is, I would say, noticeable. But let's pop this thing into race mode and do another pull. Oh yeah, that's got definitely, that feels much more like my 2.7. And if you do the math, I mean, 275 plus 33, it gets you just over that 300 mark. You're basically right there at the power level of 2.7. So it makes sense. And the torque, especially from a stop, that acceleration, the torque gains, which is 43 pound-feet of torque on this, that's really what affects that acceleration feeling too. So,
yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not getting wrong. If I could have got a 6-cylinder, I would have. But here we are, and this is a situation we're in, and we can get it there for a fraction of the cost.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're stoked.
Dude, I'm beyond stoked. This is awesome.
Now, if you'd like to purchase the aFe Scorcher GT or the Scorcher Blue, check out the links in the description, and we'll put a link to the Scorcher Blue for the 2.7 liter right here. Now, if you want an additional mod that's very easy to install, it's called the Pedal Commander, and it's a great complement to this because it's going to give you control over exactly the way the pedal responds to your inputs, allowing you more control over your now more powerful Bronco. Check out that video right here and subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing tons more mods on a Bronco. Thanks for watching.